Hi guys, I am here um, to give you another update. This time I took the time to go around town and take some videos so you could have something to see about what it looks like here in Hanoi, what's going on here in Hanoi. While I give you the update, the update is not super exciting. Not a lot has happened, but I wanted to make a habit of updating everybody because things do develop relatively quickly. Like people know what's going on this end. And I'll go ahead and let you know this is next to a park. This is a park in Hanoi. I'm staying pretty close to this one, so I'll go down there and walk, even with gout. Maybe I'll tackle the gout first. So it's gotten better. I've just started. I've been taking about 4 days. I've been taking a medicine, the allopurinol, that I found here, and I think it's doing some good. It works slowly, of course. You're supposed to get it. It's take months to get it into your system, but then you can pretty much eat normally. So I'm just in the early stages. But the gout itself, the attack itself, is on the wane. It's not painful anymore, but it's still stiff. So I still hobble a little bit when I walk. But that's normal. That's happened before when I had gout. I just had a cane before, and I didn't bother to get a cane this time since I don't have a lot of places to go. I just try and get out and walk the park and get some exercise because, obesity is one of the things that contributes to gout. So that's it on the gout front. Hopefully this medicine will work in the long term and I will never have another attack. So I'll knock on wood for that. Keep your fingers crossed. This shot here is the only shot I got at the potential school that I'll be working at. This is just a part-time place, but it'll give me a little money in the meantime. It starts this month, but it hasn't started yet. It will start towards the end of the month, I think. He said, and I'm looking for full-time work too. I'll take a break on that update right now and let you know this place I'm at right now. These are post-it notes all over the wall. This is a coffee shop here in town, and they are probably going to go out of business. They have no business anymore. They were entirely dependent on tourists. They said it was the one of the something like the fifth most Instagrammed place on Instagram, because people like to come here and take pictures of the post-it notes all over the wall. Every customer gets to, if you want, write a post-it note and slap it on the wall. And so the entire place is basically wallpapered with these post-it notes that people, and they leave, things like, I don't know, somebody was here or something, and some kind of a comment or whatever. It's like a 3-story coffee shop that's completely covered in post-it notes, furniture and everything. So anyway, but they're probably going to go out of business. They're not. They're not going to survive this. They have no customers now, like a lot of the tourist places around town. And they were entirely dependent on tourists. That's nobody's regular coffee shop. Anywho, so that was gout in my. This is Obama's Hanoi restaurant. I don't know if that's where he ate when he came here, but I thought it was funny that they named it that. Anyway, yeah, so I'm looking for full-time because a friend of mine said that, and this is just a rumor, but since there's nothing else to go on, it's as good as anything, I guess, that they weren't going to open the border to China back up until August, which will be just in time for people to get back in and do school for next year. But boy, I tell you what, the foreigners that that were inside of China when they closed the borders, they should be demanding double and triple salary right now. And I know my friends that are in there aren't, because they're young and they don't know any better. But man, you could be getting so much money right now because there's no foreigners in China. But oh well, pay here has gone up. I've looked at a few jobs, permanent, long-time jobs, and I don't know what I'm going to do if I find a decent job here. I've sort of been reluctant to look because I know if I find a decent job and get settled in, I don't really, probably won't go back to China. I'll just have my stuff shipped here, or maybe I'll go back if I can do it without the quarantine time. I'll go back and get my stuff shipped, but yeah, if I find something decent here and decent housing and everything is set up, I'll probably stay. Which is why I'm reluctant to go look because I like Chunjo and I really want to stay there, but I don't like this idea that they just closed the border to foreigners. Although I heard Hong Kong did the same thing, and maybe countries around the world are doing it, but to new visas, I can see not issuing any new visas. I get that, but the idea that they can just take a visa they've already issued or a residence permit, which is what I had, and just cancel it and be like, nope, sorry, just kidding, you can't actually come back in, and all my stuff is there because I had a residence permit. So, now I would be in the future. I would be afraid to leave again with my stuff there because you can't make a home somewhere that you don't have guaranteed entry to. Anyway. Yeah, so who knows what'll happen. But my next step is that I'm going to go after I finish this video with you guys. Actually, I'm going to go online and start looking for work here in Hanoi. So that'll be good. I can do that. But I don't know if I need to update you guys on the non-lockdown. We've been out of lockdown for several weeks now, so everything's back up and back to normal, and most businesses are going strong. You can tell the big difference between the businesses that relied on tourists, which are still closed, and the tourist part of town, which is where I'm in now. A lot of it's empty, and the businesses are not going to be coming back for a while. And then you go outside of that to where residents live, which isn't that far. It could be just around the corner, and the coffee shops and restaurants will just be packed because everyone's back out. That's back up to full. It's just the tourist stuff that's hurting so bad, and it will be for a while because I can't imagine people are going to want to travel for a long time, even after the Western countries finish their lockdowns. But I don't think people are going to want to be doing a lot of traveling. So they're going to have to get used to that, I guess. I don't know if that means there'll be a long-term shift in the U.S. In the U.S., why did I say that? A long-term shift in the economy here away from tourists, which Vietnam is a heavily touristed country, so that a lot of their economy does rely on foreign tourists, but yeah, that's not coming back for a while. Luckily, it's not completely that, though, so they do a lot of manufacturing, export, and agriculture as well. So that'll be good. The guy that I'm talking to about starting the school, doing the school, he also does some sort of import-export business and wants to get me involved in that, where we go around and tour factories and stuff. So I'm gonna look for other things to do as well. And with friends in China, if there's anything I can do remotely in there, I'm trying to do that as well. A lot of the stuff, though, is going to require the U.S. or Western Europe to open up, and that could be a long ways off. I don't know how Western Europe is doing. They seem to have had an extended lockdown, and they're not talking about opening back up soon. But the U.S. is, for some strange reason, the U.S. has had a very short lockdown, and they're already talking about opening back up. So I don't know if that means there's going to be a lot of close and then reopen, close and then reopen, which is what they predicted in the beginning. Or, I can't really see any other way of doing it, because as soon as the U.S. opens back up, the virus is going to start to spread again, and the hospitals are going to get overwhelmed, and then people are going to freak out again, and they're going to go back. They're going to want to go back into lockdown. It'll be a voluntary lockdown in that case, but a lot more people are going to get the virus then, which means it's going to last longer. Which means no traveling for anyone outside the United States. I don't know how that's going to affect importing things though, because that's what a lot of people are talking about. I do know it's going to mean that we're not going to be recruiting teachers from the U.S. anytime soon.
Green, Adlai green.
Green, yeah, you can.
Adlai green.
Yeah. Happy birthday to me. This is my birthday cake.
Happy birthday, Adlai green. We don't have cake because cake not good for our health, so we prepare lamb lắm nhà làm. It is the cake for birthday and vegetable, a little bit nước mắm, make you so happy. And then now Adlai green. Can you say about some special cake here?
You want me to say something special about this cake? I can definitely say something special about this cake. It's meat.
Yes,
it's 100% meat cake.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. We've already destroyed it. I should have got a picture before we started. That was my birthday cake. Sorry, my filmmaking instincts didn't kick in when I saw it. I should have pulled out my camera immediately, but that was a meat cake, as we said. It was ground pork and cartilage, and it was fermented. So that was an interesting experience. It was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I like stuff like that though, but it was pretty good, and that was my birthday cake this year. And there was just a little bit there left on the plate, so you couldn't really see much of it. Yeah. So anyway, that was my birthday cake. I think I was going on about the economy, but all of that is basically, the reason I'm concerned with it is because there's all these little business ventures that people want to start up, and I want to do them too. I'm ready. I'm interested in doing those the businesses, but I just don't. I don't know how quickly they're going to be able to get started because of the virus. So what I'm doing in the meantime, and probably what I'll do for the foreseeable future, which was kind of what I was doing anyway, is just work at local schools. The biggest problems I have right now is that, right now I don't even have my passport with me. I've got getting my visa extension, and that won't be back for a few days. And then on top of that, of course, most of my documents that you need in order to get a work visa are back in China. And I can't get them out until I can get stuff shipped here. So I don't know how that's going to go, but regardless, it's pretty much essential that I go out and start looking for something and find someone who is not going to be worried about that. I kind of feel like a lot of places are not going to be worried about that right now, considering the situation, and I can certainly tell them, all my documents are in China, and there's no way to get them, and so hopefully and I don't even think places are going to care terribly much about how long term you want to work there. But like I said, once I get started somewhere here, I may just stay. I mean, it's hard to say when you don't know when the border is going to reopen. You can't really make plans. So right now the plan is just to find a place where I can make enough money to survive on, and then survive. And who knows what's going to happen. All right, that's it for this week. That's been a long update. See you guys later.